tell everybody about some information here real quick. So after the racing mower event we just had between Brand 5 Garage and me, well, we decided we're going to do an event in the spring. We're going to limit it to 10 people or 10 racers besides the two of us. And it'll be open to the first 10 to reserve their spot with a $50 buy-in. The money collected will go towards a pot. The overall winner will win half that pot, which is up to $300. The event will be April of 2023. We don't have an exact weekend nailed down for that because there are things going on. By the end of January, we will have the date figured out. General rules and regulations. Some of these are adapted from what I found online for some mower racing. Some of them are for us. General rules and regulations. Long pants, helmet, and boots or laced up shoes, and goggles or a face shield must be worn, depending on your style of helmet. This is just for safety. Pretty simple. All drivers must be 18. If you are 16 or 17 and you want to participate, your parent must be with you to sign a waiver. All glass must be removed or taped up. They're mowers. There's really no glass besides the headlights. Just make sure you take care of that. Everybody must have a fire extinguisher on hand. You do not have to have it mounted to the lawnmower, but you must have it with you in case, hopefully we don't need them. Power adders are not allowed. No turbos, no superchargers, no nitrous, no race fuel. All of it must be on pump gas, by the way. You can run premium, but it has to be pump gas. Battery and fuel cutoff switches must be installed. The one on, hopefully somebody you can put it on the rear of the mower for an on-off of the battery. For the fuel, an inline one that you can get at a parts store for a couple bucks will be just fine. All race mowers must have ATV style orange triangle flag and fiberglass pole so we can keep track of you. All mowers must have hood and front sheet metal. The whole idea behind this is we still want it to be a racing lawn mower, not a go-kart. Mowers must have rear fenders. Front fenders are encouraged. From personal experience, you want those front ones. All batteries and fuel tanks must be secured. I can't believe I'm putting this in here, but you have to have them. It's common sense here. Mowers must have footholds so your feet do not become entangled with anything, which is basically if you're on a riding lawnmower, they came with places for your feet. Keep those. Front axle and steering may be reinforced, fabricated, or substituted, however you want to do it. Even if you want to put in like handlebars instead of a steering wheel, go for it. Exhaust design should point straight up and have some sort of baffling on it. This is off-road. There is grass, there is weeds. We don't want things to catch on fire, and we don't want to kill everybody's eardrums. Mowers must have front and rear bumpers. Bumpers are to be no wider than your tires, your track width, and measure 8 inches from the ground. Basically from the ground to the bottom of it needs to be 8 inches. This way everything's uniform, and if we have to push you off the track in the event of a breakdown or a wreck, it's much easier to do when everything's at the same height and we don't have to adjust for each mower. If you do want to build in a tow rope, hook, or something like that, go for it. Mower frames should consist of actual factory frames, but we do allow we do allow tube framing as long as it maintains a lawnmower appearance still. 3/4 of the original chassis or frame must still remain. The governor can be removed off the carburetor, and you can only run one carburetor, and it has to be a stock lawnmower style carburetor. No automotive here. Aftermarket air filters are allowed. Your rear end or transaxle must be from a riding lawnmower also. Internal modifications are allowed. So basically, got to keep the rear end, the engine, and the sheet metal from a riding lawnmower, and 3/4 of the frame. After that, if you want to build it 4-wheel drive, if you want to jack it up, if you want to slam it, if you want to run some big wheels with some skinny tires on them, or if you want to run some small wheels with some big balloon tires, however you want to go about that, as long as you follow these rules here. You All racers will sign a waiver stating that they participate at their own risk and are liable for the injuries or damages they cause. And all drivers are responsible for following these rules. If a driver fails to comply with these rules, they will not be allowed to participate in the event. So it's pretty simple. Racing lawnmowers, not go-karts, not ATVs. Keep that engine from a riding lawnmower. Has to be a downshaft, a vertical shaft engine. You can swap pulleys. You can change it out to a chain drive. You can do whatever you want there, as long as you keep the mower rear end, the mower engine. I mean, you can swap from different ones. There is no max on the horsepower allowed. You can run a 2-cylinder engine as long as it's from a racing or from a riding lawnmower. All right, I am going to post these on the How Do You Hot, the rules and regulations and details on the How Do You Hot Rod Facebook page. If you have any questions or concerns, message us on there. We will take care of it, and hope to see everybody in the spring. Now I gotta figure out how to shut this off. There's the buttons. How do you stop this? Okay, stop streaming.